Hey everybody, Kat here. Welcome to the channel. Hope you're having a great day. It is Monday morning, and if you are a fan of a conspiracy theory, whether you're brand new to the subject or a seasoned foil hatter, you're going to enjoy this one. It's pretty interesting stuff. And it's all concerning the latest Instagram post from none other than Britney Spears. That's right, the entertainer that we have known since she was a Disney kid. How old was she when she started? 12 or something on there. Now, that's where she met Justin Timberlake. They were an item when they were, 16 years old kind of thing, I think. She was brought up through the whole Disney thing, and now you say, well, what does that have to do with anything? She just was a kid entertainer, and, well, for you seasoned people, you know what I'm going to say, and for you newbies to the conspiracy, which you have to understand and do some research. I can't go into super duper detail here, but I can give you some jumping off points. There is such a thing called monarch programming, which it is highly bandied about among researchers and investigators that this kind of stuff went on with a lot of child entertainers, not just Disney kids. Basically, it's a type of mind control, splitting personality, breaking down their ego. It's a whole thing that you have to research. And I mean, we know it's true. You can research Tavistock Institute in Britain. You can, I can't remember the damn name of it, but if you just look up, hospital in Montreal that did mind control in the, 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, any of those, it'll come up. This kind of stuff has been going on for decades. They've been experimenting on kids, turning them into robots for various purposes. Some of it worse than others. But yeah, there's been a lot of, all you have, go onto YouTube. Look it up in a search engine. Monarch programming. Pictures of a million young entertainers, singers, and will come up. And you'll start to see the symbolism, and you'll start to understand what's going on. That, if you want to understand how Hollywood works, how the entertainment, how all of that works, this video's like a primer for you. Just pick out the key points and look them up, and you'll learn something, I promise you. But back to Britney. So she's a Disney kid, subject to monarch programming, which is mind control. She had a tumultuous time as a kid, we know that. She started working, she was doing albums, Hit Me Baby One More Time, and all that. We have been watching her since she was 12 years old. So mid around her 30s, after her marriage to, it'll come to me, her backup dancer, and they've got 2 sons. That breaks down, and then Britney breaks down. She shaves her head. She goes a little bit crazy. You see her talking in a British accent. Her life seems to, she's spiraling a bit. So what happens after that? Well, her father and people around him get a conservatorship on Britney. Now, this whole breakdown thing is kind of interesting because it's, once you understand a bit about this whole programming stuff, what the researchers and the specialists say is that around, if it happens to you when you're a kid, around about your early 30s, the programming starts to break down and you're so damaged that you lose control. You start to see that things aren't right, that there's something been going on for a very long time. Now, here's the thing, and that's due to a couple things, just age, and also usually by that time, the child has been removed from the original programmer, from the original influence, and so as that influence lessens, so does the impact on their programming overall. This is what they say about it when you research this. And so then if that is true, and if that is true in this case, you could say that breakdown of Britney's when she shaved her head and just went loopy could have been a result of a breakdown in her original Monarch programming. So what happens with her? She's in this conservative for a very long time, conservatorship, under direction of his father, her agent or manager, something turned into, there was people around her that absolutely manipulated, absolutely took total advantage of her, skimmed millions of dollars off her, made her work like a slave, and restricted every aspect of her life. She was a prisoner. But now you tell me, and they had her medicated. She couldn't see her children. They forced her to work day after day, month after year, all the Vegas in-house, the Vegas residency and all of that. She had no choice. This whole thing was forced upon her. She had no freedom. They were stealing millions. It took her years to be able to free herself of this and actually get an honest day in court and have the conservatorship removed. And after that, we discovered all kinds of nefarious things that her handlers were doing. It was terrible. She wrote a book. She told us all about it. Well, since then, there's been a campaign against her. She's got an Instagram account. You look, the Daily Mail, any of these papers, anything that she posts, it hits the press, it hits the internet. Britney dancing with knives, Britney doing this, Britney saying that, oh my God, she's in her underpants again. She's, what is the messaging? Oh, she's crazy. Look what she's doing. And I mean, I'll be honest, I don't follow Britney Spears. I don't have any interest in Britney Spears. I know the story. I don't want to see any harm to her, but, it's like... But this latest Instagram, I mean, it stuck out like a sore thumb. And this is the kind of thing, if you're a seasoned conspiracy person, you'll notice. And if you're new to the game, here's a clue. You got to look at, So I saw this video and I'm like, wow, that is really odd. There's something about it that's odd. And you know, we've seen pictures of Britney since she was a kid. Picture after picture after picture. Her image is seared in our brain. From 40 feet away in the grocery store, the rack of magazines, you can see a picture on the cover and you can say, oh, that's Britney. Because the outline of the image, kind of the pattern, it's in your head. You can recognize her from that far away, but get closer. See, and this is the trick. This is the trick. This Instagram. Look at this. Look at her face. Look at her teeth. Look at her teeth. Every picture of Britney. She's perfectly aligned teeth, no space. Look at this one. There's a space in every photo, and it's not a shadow. It's not because she's turned a certain way. There was many angles. You can see that it is a space in the teeth. Now, sometimes when you're a kid, you can have a gap. And when you get your adult teeth, the gap grows in. That's what happened to me. I have siblings that, as adults, still have the gap. But you don't have perfectly aligned teeth and develop a gap at like 40 years old or whatever she is. Doesn't happen. That's why I'm saying that's not Britney. That's not Britney. So then if you agree with that statement, you have to say, well, what's going on? It's obvious. The British accent, the chipped nails, the rambling. They're trying to make her sound crazy again. Like who's, and then so you say, well, who's behind this? Is her father even still alive? I don't think any of the people previously found out to be manipulating her would ever dare go after her again. So what could this all be about? Well, maybe I'm reaching. And she's just one little piece of the damage control. But now that Trump is in control in the States, he is going after the people that go after children. So he's going after people that, have nefarious programs in mind that they want to protect and keep in the dark, right? This might be one of those situations where if something broke, this could be so big. I mean, I think we're on the cusp of high weirdness. I think a lot is going to be coming out. And I think this is an example of damage control. And we've seen it before in other situations. Just, do a little bit of research that where a subject might be they try to take control of the situation and portray a particular image to suit their purposes, keeping her quiet. If she's crazy, we might have to do something. Again, look, she's crazy, right? I'm just saying, all I know is that's not Britney. That's not her mouth, that's not her teeth. The shape of the face is quite different too. Once you see it, you can't unsee it. That's not Britney. That's where the mystery begins. how, why, what's really going on. So for all of you out there, that's something to watch, because something's afoot. Something's not right. Hope you enjoyed this video. Have a great day. Like, subscribe to the channel, and leave me a comment. I want to know what you think about this. Have a great day, everybody.